Welcome on into the podcast. I'm Brett.
I am Dorian, and today on You Heard with Nerds, we're going to be talking about the PS5. We're going to be talking about Paper Mario and the Origami King, as well as a couple other things. But first off, we will be talking about Bill and Ted Face the Music. But before we do that, you have a special message for our listeners.
Yeah, if you guys like what you're seeing, make sure to subscribe and like the video. It helps us out so much in growing this channel. And yeah, just check out our previous videos and our previous podcast. Link's going to be in the description below. But our last video, we talked about Avatar: The Last Airbender, and we have Book 2, Earth, coming out very, very soon. So stay tuned for that. Make sure you subscribe so you get all the latest content of our videos and whatnot. So let's get into the nerd news.
Let's get into it. So Bill and Ted Face the Music dropped a trailer. And apparently it's still coming out this summer. It did not get delayed from the coronavirus here because they didn't give a specific date at the end.
No.
But it said summer 2020, which I'm like, okay, well,
we're there. It's June.
we're there. I mean,
End of June.
We still got July and August wait, and so they got to get things figured out on like that actual concrete date. But yeah, so what do we think about this trailer here?
That's a great question because there wasn't a whole lot there.
There wasn't, no.
And yeah, it's so weird seeing Keanu back in this kind of role.
It is.
When he was younger, I was a fan of Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure.
Sure, yeah.
And there's some key scenes in Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey that are good, but the first one being the best one.
Yeah, I know which scene you're talking about.
Yeah. Now, I'm not going to write this movie off.
Sure.
But I feel like Keanu does not deliver his lines anywhere near what how he should. It seems really robotic.
Yeah. Well, I feel like with him, like full shaved face, and also him trying to do his surfer dude voice that he did back in the 90s and whenever it was.
It's not going to work.
He just comes off as old, man. That's just like my impression of it. It's just like he's just an old guy trying to be like, cool or something along those lines.
Yeah, it was odd. So I think the premise is interesting. Like basically that prophecy they had been talking about for forever basically did not happen.
Yeah, well basically, they're supposed to unite the world by coming up like this with this amazing song that blows everybody away.
Wild Stallions, baby.
Yeah, Wild Stallions, yeah. And you fast forward like what, 25 years later or something like that, and basically they are washed out musicians that can barely draw a crowd.
It's like 30 something. It's 31 years because it came out in 89.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, but
anyway, so yeah, essentially 30 years later, they're almost 50. They're in the late 40s.
Yeah.
So it's a cool teaser, but I'm not sure if it excites me or concerns me more.
Yeah, because, I mean, there wasn't really a moment in this trailer that I felt like, okay, this is actually probably going to be, good here or something along those lines. But then again, this trailer, I don't feel like really gave us a good glimpse into like what we can expect from this movie, just because it only showed us like maybe like 3 scenes the entire trailer. Like you got the one scene where they're talking to the people from the future. You have the one where they're talking to each other about they're traveling to the future to steal their own song from themselves, and then they can actually, create the song that unites the world here. And then you got the scene where at the end where they're at the prison and stuff like that.
Yeah, which how far in the future is that scene supposed to be? Because I feel like
I don't know.
It's not that far.
No, I mean it shouldn't be, but
I mean I think this is a cash grab movie for the most part. Like, they're capitalizing on Keanu's hotness as far as
time.
He's in everything right now.
Big time. I mean, if Keanu,
he was in Lego Ninjago, the movie.
Who did he play in Lego?
He was himself. He literally. Have you seen that movie?
I have, but
it's so random.
I can't remember that.
He just pops out of nowhere, and it's just like his spirit or whatever. It's weird, and he's like, it's like live action. Like,
I don't remember that.
Yeah,
part.
he's in it.
Okay. All right.
Anyway, I hope at least I'm remembering it that way. I could be wrong. Could have been a dream I had.
Well, because I know that new SpongeBob movie just appeared as himself here or something.
Oh, maybe that was it.
Yeah.
I thought it was Lego Ninjago. Maybe it wasn't.
Maybe.
I'm wrong.
I don't know. I mean, I know Jackie Chan's in that movie, but
because he does show up in the new SpongeBob movie, right? As like a spirit thing.
Yeah, like
okay, that's probably it. I probably saw it in the trailer or
Okay,
something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I think that's all I have for Bill and Ted Face the Music because it's kind of one of those things where I'm like, I didn't really want this anyway.
I mean, it's
personally,
it's like, I mean, here's the thing. It's like, if this movie was going to be very self-aware about what it is doing, kind of being more meta, saying like, okay, yeah, of course we're playing off of like Keanu's popularity. Of course we're going to make this like, kind of cheesy and fun and stuff like that. And, knowing full well that, this movie is not going to be like an amazing movie per se, just with the premise and the concept alone.
Think of how quickly they made this movie. Like, they just started shooting it, I think, late last year.
Oh, really?
I want to say, I don't remember. Maybe it's been a year now. I don't know. But, they shot it really quick, I feel like.
Yeah, I don't know. But
you got to get it in there before the John Wick 5 starts filming.
Yeah, whatever we're up to these days.
Because I think, 4's coming out.
4, is delayed because of Corona. Yeah, but... Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about... we are huge fans of Space Force, the show.
Yeah,
Not
huge,
really.
Huge.
No, so we didn't even finish the series for those of you who've been listening. But so Netflix and the real Space Force are at odds right now based on some trademarks.
They're in a war.
They're in a Cold War right now.
Yep.
So yeah, what do you think is going to happen with this? Anything?
I don't know. I mean, basically,
how does Netflix end up owning the rights to the trademark Space Force
before the U.S. government?
Yeah.
I mean,
you think of how much money that the Space Force have to pay to get that back?
Here's the thing. Like, you asking that question is going to turn this into a libertarian podcast here. So I'm going to reserve some opinions on that whole front. But yeah, it is a question that's honestly probably needs a pretty good answer, or probably doesn't have a good answer here in all honesty. Just because you would figure like somebody would get out ahead of this, make sure that the U.S. government of all people gets the rights to the name Space Force. So
is it the logo too? Because they use the same logo, don't they?
I don't know, to be honest.
Okay.
But that being said, I do know just from what I was reading and what information I could find out, Netflix is potentially going to be able to keep the trademark, at least in the States, for Space Force, just because it's under the First Amendment. However, internationally, they might not be able to keep that. So like if they're trying to market it like overseas, like say, oh yeah, in the UK, here's this show called Space Force, they might have to rename it over there. But but I don't know. I kind of feel like,
could they be called the Space Force instead of Space Force?
I don't know, but it may end up being to like where one of them is going to have to change the name here. And so ultimately,
that's insane to me.
It is insane. I mean, I don't know. It's a weird situation. I just don't fully get like how this actually happened here, to be honest with you here, especially considering how like, I guess the United States government is waiting in line to get the patent done. I'm like,
what does that even mean?
Right? It's like, I figured like they have like, like those toll booths, like,
oh yeah,
like on the highways and all that. Mm-hmm. I feel like the United States government has that express pass that allows them to like just go in the express lane and get like, the arm on the toll booth raised up for stuff like that here. Them of all people.
Apparently not.
I don't know. Like somebody who's in that division is, I don't know, just sleeping or, I don't know.
So, in bigger news, PS5 had a pretty big reveal the other day. We got to see a handful of games.
Yeah, no, we got to actually see what the box looks like.
What do you think about that?
Okay.
Because I don't like it.
Yes.
So, it looks like Dracula's long...
Or Kaiba's coat.
Yeah, it does look like... That's a better description. It's Kaiba's
trench
long
coat.
white trench coat.
Yeah, no,
that he wears in one of the seasons.
I mean, I'm really happy that
of Yu-Gi-Oh,
the PlayStation book, the PlayStation sandwich, the PlayStation taco got revealed, because I mean that's what it looks like. It looks.
It's gonna be like, honestly, to me, it's gonna be like an eyesore in your room.
Well, and that's the weirdest thing about this is like
it's ornate.
Well, right.
It's like a
the Sony big
art piece.
Well, exactly. The Sony some bigwig at Sony was talking about it. I forget exactly who it was, but he was saying like they had what they had in mind for this design is to be like something that could fit in your living room more. I'm like,
what living room are you living in, buddy?
Well, yeah, no, it's like, what? Like, do you expect like the majority of like consumers to have like just a bunch of abstract art and all that crap like lined up?
No.
Because this is what this looks like. It looks like
does.
abstract art.
That's what it looks like to me. I was like, I saw it and I was just like,
Ew.
can you think of anything? I mean, the Xbox looks like a mini tower, which is like, okay, cool, I can get behind that. It's just a tower.
It's a very bland design.
No one's gonna buy the PlayStation because of what it looks like, and if they are, they're an idiot.
I mean, I don't understand. Like
I want something that I can store easily too.
Yeah.
And this does not look like it can even lay down.
It can lay down.
Okay.
They did confirm that, which I mean, that's ultimately how I'm probably gonna end up, using it. But,
Same.
But I mean, so I mean, one of the things that really just like stands out as an eyesore to me personally, just because I don't know, it just doesn't have like the symmetry.
Yeah, no,
to it.
It's kind of odd,
right? But so there's two versions of this console. There's
digital only.
Yeah, digital only, and then you have one that actually has a disc drive, which
it's 4K Blu-ray.
Right? Yeah, which I mean, chances are I'm probably gonna get that one just because.
Sure, me too.
That way I can play 4K Blu-rays and all that. But that being said, it's like where the disc drive is, it just like offsets the symmetry so much.
Yeah, because it's like a little bulge basically.
Yeah, it's just like
I think what they were really trying to do is push the digital format like harder on this model.
Which I wonder if that's actually going to be. I mean,
is it going to be cheaper?
It's got to be cheaper just because you're taking away like you're saving
drive,
money on a disc drive. I mean, if it's not
my guess
cheaper,
is $100 cheaper.
If it's not cheaper, what's the point?
Right.
So
convenient. I don't know. Like it's gonna have to be a little bit cheaper. Before we get in the games, did they come out with any kind of price tag?
No. So that's one of the things that I was really scratching my head about, like this whole reveal. There's no release date. There's no price tag. Now, granted,
we got was.
We just got
games
abstract art and
art.
and video games. But that being said, you can't fault Sony too much on this just because Xbox is doing the exact same thing. They're basically waiting to see who blinks first on like who's dropping that price. And then ultimately they're going to just try to undercut each other.
It's not a bad strategy, but at the same time, it's like...
So we'll find out the price like the week of
probably.
It comes out here, something like, oh my gosh, it's like we're literally like, what, like maybe...
4 or 5 months
out.
Yeah. Like it's June right now, and so you got to think they're going to start promoting this hard probably last quarter. So like October, November, December.
Yeah, probably November is...
I'm guessing it's going to come out mid-November is my guess. I'm going to say November, I don't know.
Like 15th or
16th is what I was going to say, yeah. So enough time for people to... No, but here's the deal. They're going to have to release that information of when it's coming out a lot sooner because people have to prepare for that. Like,
well, yeah, you got to save up the money.
Well, it's confirmed to come out this year, right?
It is confirmed to come out this year. Yeah, there's no
production shortage because of Corona.
No, they said that, everything it should be good to go. There's not going to be any issues here. So, be nice to actually know when and how much that is here, but
yeah, I understand why they're doing this. Obviously, from whoever comes out first, they're just going to undercut by $50. Probably, I'm guessing 50 or 100.
50 or 100. I mean, that's what Sony did. Like I think it was like E3 2013 when they were when PS4 and Xbox One were just right around the corner. and basically Sony publicly murdered Microsoft on stage, saying like,
Yeah.
"Hey, you know all those things that Microsoft is doing that are kind of making you mad,
Yeah,
and like
we're not doing any of that,
and are not consumer friendly. Yeah, we're not going to do that, and we're also charging you $100 less here." So,
well, I mean, looking at kind of Xbox is righting those wrongs with this console. I feel like
they're definitely, they're definitely doing a lot of things that are very consumer friendly. I mean, like their backwards compatibility is insane for one, and the fact that if you buy a game on Xbox One like right now, and then you go and you buy, an Xbox Series X, you get the Series X version of that game for free.
right, which is dope.
Yeah.
So with the PS5 reveal, we did get some game trailers.
Well, real quick, I do just want to say just one last thought on the whole design. So I mean, Xbox's design pretty bland for this upcoming gen. I mean, yeah,
but
it looks like
you don't need it to be flashy. It's sitting in your drawer. Whatever your thing is that you have your gaming consoles.
Sure, I get what you're saying. I'm just going off the fact that I felt like this generation, in terms of like just designs of the box, I felt like both companies actually pretty nailed it in terms of like giving it like a nice look, or like actually looks good. Like like Xbox One's like original design, even like PlayStation 4's original design, I thought looked pretty good this gen here.
Yeah.
But I just don't know like where the creative team went with like on this one. But I digress.
Yeah, I mean, different cultures too, putting these machines together.
Yeah, that's true. But,
so anyway, but like let's talk about some of the games. So for me personally, before we even get into the games, there was no games they announced that makes me want to buy this console, of the PS5.
So yeah, I mean, ultimately what we're getting at here is the reveal event.
You pooped the bed, PS5. You pooped the bed, Sony.
The reveal event on this thing, basically, it was a E3 press conference.
It was, yeah,
for the PlayStation 5. Now, and they showed off a lot of games here. Like, I mean, I was actually kind of surprised, like how much they showed. I figured like they were going to be talking a lot more about hardware and like stuff like that, or like showing demos of like what games could look like. I mean, technically, we kind of already got that with like the Unreal Engine 5 demo, and you had that big long tech talk from Mark Cerny like a little while back. But let's go over like some of the games that we do reveal, at least like the ones that stood out to me, and I think maybe some of the ones that stood out to you as well. So I mean, Spider-Man Miles Morales. So basically a continuation of the Spider-Man game that came out for PS4. I mean, you played it, you liked it.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah, so
didn't beat it.
Yeah,
I don't beat a lot of games.
Yeah,
don't have the attention span.
Yeah,
as a 31-year-old male.
Yeah. But you do have enough attention span to read like pretty much like books here, so
yeah, I guess
so. But
that's true.
Yeah, but
that's true.
Anyhow, so that being said, like I
like the finer things in life.
I mean,
I'm a fancy guy.
Yeah, very fancy. So anyhow, I haven't played the first game at all. I feel like I need to get around to doing that at some point.
Oh, dude, I think it's on sale on PS5 right now.
Yeah,
or not PS5. I got PS5 on the brain.
I like
PlayStation 4.
Yeah, I might have to pick that up here. Just
dude, if you can get it for $20, it's a steal.
Yeah,
and I mean, the story is really, really good.
Yeah. I mean, not to go on a long tangent about like a game that already came out, but
right, the reason
how long is it?
I don't know. I didn't beat it. So.
Okay, but do you feel like it's like more of like a 24-hour game or like a 60 or something like that?
I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know the answer to this. But anyway,
let me know in the comments below.
Yeah, comment below what
if you know, give me the information.
Yeah,
I need it.
He needs it now.
Yeah.
So what I was thinking, so there's been a lot of news with this game, even since so as of filming and recording right now, This information came out yesterday and has changed 3 times since this morning.
Yeah, no, it's the communication on like what exactly this game is, the Miles Morales
It's been
Spider-Man
confusing
game.
to say the least.
It's been confusing. So essentially what it is it's not like an actual sequel. It's not like a remaster of the 2018 Spider-Man PS4 game.
It's not DLC.
It's basically what it is like it's a smaller game, kind of like in the vein of the Uncharted Lost Legacy, or even the Far Cry game that was a follow-up to the 5th one. I forget what that game was called. But
Didn't play it. Don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. But but so it's going to be like one of those smaller games where it's like maybe like a 20-hour game or something along those lines.
Okay.
Stuff like that. And it's not going to be like as big as like, what you expect from a full AAA title. At least that's what the people at Insomniac are telling us here.
Yeah. I mean, I think that they're probably going to develop this into something that's more of a full-length game, but not initially. Like
you think DLC might actually do something like that? Yeah.
Especially with, Miles Morales is kind of a lot bigger character, especially since the Into the Spider-Verse movies. We got the first one last year.
No.
2 years
that
ago.
was like 2 years ago.
And then we have another one coming out next year.
Yeah, which I think they just started production on that here.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool.
But anyway, so this is obviously featuring a different Spider-Man. I'm interested to see how this works because it's basically going to be an expansion of the Spider-Man game previous.
Right.
I'm guessing it's going to be origin story like.
Yeah, you're gonna get Miles' origin story,
and it's a different Spider-Man. Like he does not have the same powers.
No, I mean he's got invisibility, he has electricity and all that. Here.
Yeah, it's a sting, I guess you'd call it.
Yeah, he also, he has like the main things that you need to be Spider-Man. You got the web slinging, you got like the Spidey sense, the increased agility, the super strength, and all that. But yeah,
it looks good. I do like the game. If this is a full price game, I'm not going to be happy.
Yeah, I mean that's really going to be like the main thing, and like this is going to come out holiday 2020.
Yeah,
so that's actually
pretty cool.
That's actually pretty cool. Like they actually do have like a decent game within their launch window here. I mean it's no Breath of the Wild. Let's be honest here. It's
no.
They're not going for like that Nintendo Switch launch year. It doesn't seem like, at least like not right now. But yeah, I think the big question on this game is, what's the price going to be? Because if they're asking $60 for like what they have publicly said that, oh yeah, this isn't exactly like a full-fledged on sequel or full-fledged game. It's like, okay, well, that's how you're marketing it as, then why should I pay $60?
Yeah.
I mean, I could see it being like maybe $40.
Yeah, that's exactly what
because
that's a good price point.
Well, and that's what like the games that they're modeling this game after, like the Uncharted and the Far Cry game, that was kind of like the smaller standalone games. Mm-hmm. Those were like $40 when they came out. So
makes sense.
So if they do it that way, then all right.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see what happens once that PS5 launches.
Yeah. But yeah, like another game that got revealed was a new Ration and Clank game. Which,
yeah.
I mean, I never played any of the Ration and Clank games.
I played all of them.
Oh, did you? Okay. But
my brother was super into Ratchet and Clank.
So did you see the demo and the trailer?
I didn't see the demo. I saw the trailer.
Okay, yeah, they actually do have like
15 minutes or something like that.
Nah, it's like maybe more like 5.
Okay.
It's like a pre-alpha footage, which
I know dimension hopping is a thing in this one.
Right. No, it shows like dimension hopping, like using portals to like, get to places and do like a whole bunch of crazy stuff. So, I mean, that aspect looks pretty interesting. I think they're really trying to like lean into like saying like, okay, this is the stuff that wasn't possible on the PS4, but it is possible on the PS5 now here. Just like
what do you mean by that?
In terms of like just like the dimension hopping, in terms of like, like being able to like load up like a new area just
really
like
quick.
that
Yeah.
area.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, it's a platformer. It's pretty fun. Ratchet and Clank. There's lots of puzzles. It's your typical platformer, but
yeah, action platformer / shooter type thing.
Yeah, it has a little bit shooting in it. You can upgrade guns, all that stuff.
Yeah,
it's fun. I'm not gonna buy it.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll see.
And then also like this was announced at I think the Game Awards a couple months back, but it's a Gearbox game called Godfall, which basically is going to be a third-person action game, which what it looks like possibly multiplayer.
Yeah.
Potentially, I kind of got that vibe from watching the trailer.
It looked pretty cool. I didn't see a lot of the footage though.
It looks like it's going to be gear focused, so it kind of almost seems like it's going to be the Borderlands of third person action games here, almost here. So
cool.
It's intriguing. I need to see more of it, but yeah, I mean, I like to see like just a straight up gameplay demo, and
sure,
I might touch. Who knows?
Yeah.
We'll see. But the one that got me kind of excited and surprised was a Demon Souls remake from Blue Point, the guys who did the remaster for the Shadow of the Colossus game that looks amazing. Just really surprised that this just kind of just happened here. This is the first essentially Souls game ever to come out here. And so, no, I'm actually excited to actually do this just because I haven't played Demon Souls yet here. So
I've never played it either.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about Deathloop. What do you got for this game?
Okay, so you saw the trailer for it.
Yep.
Okay, so basically, what my impressions from the trailer, it's from Bethesda Softworks, and what it seems to be, at least from what I got from the trailer, you're playing as a guy who is basically trapped in a city where you have like assassins and the whole town basically trying to kill you for the most part, and you're trying to like get out of the city, but you end up dying over and over again, and you're caught in this like time loop where it's almost like the Tom Cruise movie Edge of Tomorrow.
Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah, it seems to be very similar to like that in premise here. So basically, what you got to do is you got to eliminate people that are trying to eliminate you, and just kind of go about it that way, and like I guess solve like a couple mysteries along the way and all that. It looks interesting. It seems like it has like a kind of like almost like a jazzy like a I don't know, noir style to it here. So
Gotcha.
no, it looks interesting. I mean, we'll see.
Yeah.
But, I mean, yeah.
A game that I was actually interested in, you just kind of added this in our show notes because I forgot to add it.
Yeah.
Was Horizon 2 Forbidden West.
Right.
And we get to see like there was like an underwater San Francisco, so she's way out west. This is post-apocalyptic.
Yeah.
The first game's fun. I couldn't really get into it though.
Really?
Like I played it and I just could not get into it.
Okay.
Like I thought it was interesting, but I was like,
yeah, I still need to play that game. I've been putting it off for a while.
But I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
I like this will be a fun game to have on there. I don't know if this is going to drive enough people to buy the PlayStation.
I mean, I could see people. Like popping down money to play this game, just because I think the first Horizon Dawn sold pretty well. I think
it did for sure.
I think it was pretty popular, but this isn't a launch game. We don't have any idea of like when this game is actually coming out. I would assume it's probably at least a year, maybe 2 years out potentially. I mean,
word.
But as of right now, it's not like Sony pulling a Nintendo and say, oh yeah, this is going to be our launch game to really showcase what this thing can do.
Now, do you think they're going to release something later that's going to really drive people to go pick it up, or is it just going to be kind of a soft launch?
I think it's going to be a soft launch, at least from what we have seen so far. I mean, here's the thing: this is the standard for
not for Nintendo,
even for Nintendo. I mean, Wii U, remember that?
Breath of the Wild,
right? I mean,
sorry, Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, Nintendo Switch.
The Wii U sold like garbage. The Switch is one of the highest selling systems of all time.
Yep, but like no freaking.
Listen to Nintendo, Sony.
Well, yeah, and like I don't know how much of that conference or that stuff you watch, but there was like a lot of games in that reveal that were kind of almost seemed like they were channeling like a Nintendo energy here.
I'm sure they're trying to.
Like kind of like a platformer type style, like multiplayer, couch co-op type thing. But yeah, no, this
they're listening, guys.
They're
couch co-op. We need it back.
Yeah, but
thank you, Nintendo.
But yeah, I mean, overall, I mean, this like there was nothing really in here that's made me go and say, all right. day one purchase,
Yeah.
I mean, I know that there's going to be a lot of like the big, better games that are going to be coming out later. Like, God of War 2. Yeah, I'll jump on that. Bloodborne 2. Like, you give me that. Sure. Why not?
Yeah.
But as of right now, it's like, I'm not planning on buying day one just because it's like,
yeah.
I mean, what's the point? I can literally spend like, $400, $500, how much ever this thing's going to cost this November for just to basically replace my PS4 and like play some games that might be interesting potentially.
Yeah.
Or I could just wait roughly a year when the library's built up and we actually have some bangers on there.
Yeah, it gives you time to save up too.
And also probably get it like for $100 less from Black Friday or something along those lines.
Sounds like a very fiscal, responsible decision to make.
So, but no.
Yeah.
Well, one last thing I do want to say about this conference is, this is like, I really hope this is not the direction that Sony is going for this generation in terms of like what they showed, because a lot of what they showed was very like artistic types of like games or something like that, where it was like, oh, the narrative is like what's really pushing this game, or, oh, it's the art style that's really pushing this game. I was like, okay, well, the reason why I bought your console in the first place is because I wanted to have like the cutting edge AAA games that, that I can't get on my
Where the
Nintendo
bangers
Switch.
at?
Yeah, exactly. So that being said, I mean, sure, you can have your artistic games, but you got to show me like the goods.
Substance. There has to be substance.
Show me the goods.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Learn from Nintendo, Sony. Okay. Moving away from Sony, let's talk about God's favorite console. The Nintendo. So there's a crazy Nintendo sale going on right now in the eShop.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm going to talk about kind of some of those titles. Jump in when you can.
Okay. Yeah.
So the sale is going on until June 16th. So you guys will have a little bit of time after this podcast comes out to purchase or think about purchasing something from the sale. I have thought about this. This is something I've, of like, okay, what can I pop on if I pop on anything?
Sure.
What would that be?
Yeah. What's going to be your summer game?
Right. A lot of them being, there's a lot of like kind of party games and stuff like that were on there. You got Mario Tennis Aces.
Oh, Mario Party's on sale?
Mario Party's on sale.
Okay, I'm probably going to pop on that.
They're $40 a piece.
Okay.
So I got the full list pulled up. $41.99 for both those games. You got new Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe for $41.99.
Okay.
Which that would be fun to have on the Switch, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. I mean, people give the new Super Mario series like, some crap about like just not being inventive enough or just, being like overused. But I mean, they're still fun games.
Totally.
Especially for like, couch co-op or like, just getting some people together to play.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
Good time.
Real good time.
So, I mean, pretty much everything's on sale except for the key Mario game. Mario Kart 8 is not on sale. What kind of baloney is that? That's the only Mario game I don't have that I want.
You just can't win with that one.
This is why is Aces and Mario Party on sale, but Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is not?
Because it's still selling well.
This is a bunch of malarkey, though.
Regardless of like whether it goes on sale or not. I think it like it's usually in the top 20 monthly MPD like every month here.
Whatever.
So
all right, so yeah, we got Dragon Quest 11.
Yeah, I hear that's a pretty
definitive edition.
Yeah, I hear that's like if you're
fun.
If you're a JRPG guy, that's a pretty banger game to get into. I mean, I just got done finishing Persona 5 Royale.
You finished that game?
I finished that game.
You have a lot of time on your hands, sir.
I mean, quarantine.
That's true.
But yeah, so I finished that game recently. I'm kind of JRPG'd out right now, so yeah.
Gotcha. You got Doom on there for $29.99.
Yeah, fun game, good
really fun
game. I mean, if you can get it on like Xbox or PlayStation, I would say that's the way to go. You'll probably get it cheaper. But if Nintendo's your only console, I would say, pick it up. It's fun.
A lot of these games are Wii U ports as well. Just keep that in mind. Not all, but there's a chunk of them. So like
Donkey
Kong Country, Tropical Freeze.
How much is that going for?
$41.99.
Oh, okay.
So nothing crazy. A lot of these games are $41.99, so they're like 30% off or whatever it is.
Sure, yeah.
I mean, if you're into the building games, Dragon Quest Builders 2, Kirby's in there, but I wouldn't recommend that game. Dark Souls is $23.99.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, and then you got Wolfenstein 2, which actually I want to try to play that game. That's $29.99.
Yeah.
If you're an Overwatch fan and you want this on the go, $19.99 for Overwatch Legendary Edition.
That ain't bad.
You got Skyrim, you got Witcher, you got games like Cuphead. They're on sale for $14.99.
Yeah, hardest game I ever played, and that's somebody who.
Oh, I wanted to break controllers when I was playing that game.
And that's somebody who enjoys playing like Dark Souls games here.
Yeah, Mario and Rabbids, so another Mario game on sale for $14.99.
Yeah, no, that's a steal right there.
Yeah, and then you got like Diablo 3. You got the Star Wars games, Shovel Knight, Mortal Kombat. You name it, it's pretty much on here. I don't see Zelda. The one game I do want to pick up is Slay the Spire. I've been saying this for a while.
Yeah, no, go pick that game up because I keep hearing so many good things about it. I haven't played it, but just from what I hear about it, I'm like, okay, this is a Brett game.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yep. My friend Pedro's $11.99.
Yeah, no.
So we talked about that the other week.
Great game.
I mean, all the Mega Man collection. Literally, if you have money, if you got your Corona money, like as far as like your stimulus check, whatever it is. Yeah. And you're trying to find a place to put it to entertain yourself through the rest of this quarantine. I mean, this is the sale, I feel like.
Yeah.
So check it out.
Yeah. So, all right.
Some more Nintendo news.
Yep.
Paper Mario Ghost dropped a trailer last Friday.
Yeah.
So let's talk about that.
So we got 5 minutes.
We got answers, people.
Yeah, we actually got like a detailed 5-minute kind of showcase of what to expect from this game.
Yes.
Because I mean, this game literally like came out of nowhere about a month ago, saying like, "Oh yeah, this is coming out July 17th," which might be like the quickest turnaround for like a game being announced and being released I've ever seen potentially. Maybe.
Yeah, I think they're going to do this a lot more.
Possibly, yeah. So we talked about this a couple weeks ago when this thing got revealed, and I kind of mentioned that this might not be, this might be a dud potentially here, just given how weirdly they've rolled out the news and all this other stuff here. But this trailer, whatever you want to call it, got me more optimistic. I like what they showed. It's bringing back a lot of the old stuff from like the first two games. You get companions again, so it looks like you get like a Magic Koopa as one of your companions.
Yeah, you get a Bomb-Omb. You get that's brainwashed or lost his memory.
Amnesia. Yeah. And then you also, it looks like Bowser Jr. might be one of your companions and stuff. So no, it's looking very promising. I'm still not completely sold on the battle system just because it's very different from what we've come to expect in the past.
Yeah.
But I am willing to give it a shot here. And I mean, it doesn't look like it's, going with the same format of like the last couple of games where it's like, oh, all your attacks and powers are all item based. So you have to have like, you have to use like them as like resources or something along those lines, which I'm like,
yeah.
But yeah, so no, I am feeling a lot more optimistic about that game. Still not gonna buy it day one just because I'm gonna be playing Ghost of Tsushima. So sorry.
I mean, I won't have the money to buy it day one, but it sounds fun.
Yeah, I mean, no, exactly.
But anyway, that's all we got for you this week.
Sweet.
Yeah. Thanks for listening, guys. Make sure you subscribe. Check us out on our YouTube channel, on Apple Podcasts, anywhere that podcasts are really. Make sure you drop a comment and tell us what's your favorite game coming out on PS5. Check us out on our social medias. You got Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff at You Heard With Nerds. And you guys can support us directly on Patreon, patreon.com/withnerds. Have an awesome week, and remember, everyone's a nerd about something.
The end.
Bye.